guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Erica. If you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. I missed you. For today's video, I am going to be reading scary stories that my subscribers sent me, aka you guys. So thank you guys so much for sending over stories. As always, if you would like to send me a story for me to share on my channel or on my socials, you can email me and I'm gonna leave the email here. I gave up on DMing on Instagram because dude, Instagram lags. Now I do want to say that it's almost my birthday. I am launching lashes for my birthday. This one is called Cherry Bomb because it has red on the outer part of the lash, and dude, it's so subtle, but it's there. I also have other styles that you guys are gonna love. Here we have Toxic, Treat, Heartbreaker, and of course the one that I'm wearing right now, Cherry Bomb. That's so funny, I forgot to mention this choker. Dude, it has me on a chokehold, and it's gonna be available on the website as well. And I do have to announce that we are officially getting rid of the clothes porque nadie las compró. They gotta go because they are taking so much space, and I want to focus on lashes, accessories, and maybe other products. So we are gonna have a sale. If you buy something, anything that's clothing, you can get another piece for free. Yes, dude, there is no catch to it. I'm just trying to get rid of clothes, so go take advantage and help your girl out. Mark your calendars. My birthday, September 23rd. And yeah, mark your calendars. Háganme el paro. Hi, Erica. I just want to say that I love your videos. And I have been a fan for a while. And I wanted to share this story of the exorcism of one of my neighbors. Dude, imagine having a neighbor that's possessed. Fuck no, dude, that's so creepy. I live in a small town in Jalisco. It's like very small, but it's all right. But you know what they say about small towns? That you never know what goes on in them, you know? Now, this all happened a few years back. My neighbor, Susana, fake name, was experiencing paranormal things in her home. And it got to the point where she started to act very strange. And one day her family decided to go to misa. And in the middle of misa, she started to scream and yell something. And the person who was recording the misa caught everything on camera. I will attach the video down below. Now, it was so creepy that El Padre made her leave. And a few days passed and they decided to do an exorcism on her. And there were videos of her exorcism that went around town. But I couldn't find any. Then sadly, she decided to go up the 3rd floor of her home and jump. Many people in town had many theories about what happened. Many said that a D word made her do it, and many people said it was probably a mental health thing, but we may never know. Oh my god, dude, pobrecita, I feel so bad. How was it being neighbors with a girl that's possessed though? I would like to know about that, because I've heard que se escuchan gritos y cosas así. But nah, to be honest, it's super sad that she ended up passing away. And it sucks that we won't know exactly why she did that. Back in the day, like for example, Emily Rose. Ay no, que de por sí me da un chingo de miedo esa morra. Pero pobrecita. They say that she passed away from dehydration, from mental health problems like schizophrenia. Y un chingo de cosas dijeron que tenía. But at the end of the day, the people that were close to her, they were like, no, she was possessed. Like, she was completely different than how she was before. And I mean, come on, it's so weird que hablaba en lenguas, in other languages.
De San Pablo, narrado por la primera lectura, nos unimos al salmista diciendo:
Ahí está el Señor. Siéntate. El celular.
Bendito sea el Señor. Aleluya.
Sácala. Todos. Bendito sea el Señor. Aleluya.
Le cumpliré mis promesas al Señor delante de sus fieles. Los pobres comerán hasta saciarse y alabarán al Señor los que los buscan. Su corazón ha de vivir para siempre.
Bendito sea el Señor. Aleluya.
So I visited the Queen Mary twice in my life, and I have two stories to share from both experiences. First story. This time when I went to the Queen Mary, I was around 6 or 7. And me, my mom, and aunt and uncles from previous stories went on a tour of the Queen Mary. I don't really remember it, besides this one room we went into. The room had 2 big holes in it, with water that was pretty deep. I think I've gone in that room. It's creepy. While the tour guide was explaining what it was, I looked inside, and at the bottom, I swear, I saw a man sitting. Of course, I was scared for him, so I started yelling at my mom. Someone is down there and we need to help him. The whole tour group looked inside, but no one saw a man or nothing at all. The tour guide was getting freaked out and cut his sentence short and said we should keep going. But when I looked inside again, I still saw him. And I remember till this day. And this time, he was looking at me smiling and waved at me as if he was saying bye. And he knew I was the only one who saw him. Oh my God, dude, I think I've been in that room. And people say that room has a really heavy vibe. Dicen que ahí espantan un putero. There and the pool. And I have a story about the pool right now I saw. It was probably a worker que trabajaba allá abajo. Or no sé. But the Queen Mary, there is so much history to that ship. And I live so close to it, dude. I want to go so bad. Second story. Because I always remember the first story, I've always wanted to go back to the Queen Mary. So when my dad suggested we go, I jumped on it and went. That time, we took the haunted tour, of course, because I wanted to know more. During the tour, towards the end, the tour guide was showing us the pool and rooms and told us the famous story of how a little girl drowned there.
Can you see me?
She then told the story that around 2008, a tour group visited this area and they all saw a little girl walk by humming. She then went on talking about something else, and about 2 minutes passed, and me and my sister were at the back of the tour group. Suddenly, I started to hear humming, and I thought it was faint music playing. Then I realized it sounded like a little girl, and she was close behind us. I looked at my sister and her eyes were already wide. I said her name and she just shook her head. About a minute passed and the humming stopped. So I turned around and no one was there. I left the tour group and looked around. No one was around. Me and my sister both heard her. Well, first of all, I've gone for the ghost tour, and then I went for the Queen Mary Dark Harbor, the event that they have, and they have a bunch of mazes, And I thought it was really cool how they had a maze in the pool because it's known to be haunted, and there were girls dressed like little girls. Those mazes were so dope. I want to go again, but it's always sold out. This story happened to me at Nellis Air Force Base back in 2018 when I was in 5th grade. My class attended their Starbase program for a month because my teacher's husband worked as one of the teachers at the camp. We'd get dropped off at school, driven there, and stayed there the entire school day, and then drove back, which was fine. And a lot of us girls complained about using the bathroom because something felt off. The bathroom was this massive room that was probably remodeled into a bathroom. It had 2 stalls and at the far end a closet. Keep this in mind. During bathroom breaks, my teacher's husband would enter the bathroom with the boys to make sure they wouldn't goof off. As stated earlier, they were huge rooms and they had previous incidents with kids shoving others into closets. But for some reason, my teacher refused to enter the bathroom and would wait for us outside. When I mean this woman didn't want to enter, she did not dare to step inside. Ah, bien trucha. She was like, ellos que se chinguen, yo me quedo aquí. It says, I thought it was odd because she had accompanied us to the bathroom before on field trips, but I didn't think much of it. During class, I went to the bathroom and headed to the second stall on the end. I saw that it was occupied because I saw combat boots underneath the stall. So I went out to use the one next to it. By the time I had sat down, I realized that the pair of boots, or whoever was in there, had left. I was confused because I didn't hear the toilet flush, nor I did hear them open the stall door. I was waiting for them to wash their hands so I could leave. I was a really shy kid. When I heard nothing, I got up anyway and went to wash my hands. While washing my hands, I look up at the mirror, and across the room next to the closet, I saw a figure. But it was gone as soon as I blinked. But the closet door, which was open, slowly shut. I tried to stay calm and finish up, and then I felt like someone was breathing down my neck. That's when I panicked. I quickly dried my hands and left. That day during lunch, I told my friends what happened, and they all said that they had either seen a figure or had felt like someone was watching them. Then I finally understood why my teacher didn't enter the bathroom. On our final day to the field trip, we got a tour of the base. They took us to a museum called the Petting Zoo. It contains military helicopters, jets, missiles, guns, and tanks. Our class was split into 2 groups. We were allowed to climb into the helicopters and tanks. Me and my friend climbed into a tank, and my teacher's husband had given us permission before doing so. My friend and I looked around until we heard an angry male voice yelling at us to get out, which confused us as we got permission earlier. The boys persistently shouted at us, and we got out of the tank, not wanting to get in trouble. When we got out, there was nobody there. My teacher's husband was at another tank with the group. We ran up to tell him and asked if he had been yelling at us earlier, and he denied it. It couldn't have been the other 2 teachers because both are girls and were on the other side of the yard. Our class and teachers were the only people visiting. Oh my god, that's so scary. You know what I imagined? A Miss Trunchbull ghost. Dude, I seriously imagined that. I imagined me being at the stall, taking a dump, and then I see Trunchbull boots next to me. No, but for real, that's terrifying. I feel like the ghost probably got annoyed because there was kids climbing helicopters and tanks. So he probably thought that it was disrespectful. When this story took place, I was not at the house. I was away at school, and my mom told me about it as soon as I made it home. I think it was around 2022 when my aunt moved in with us. For context, this tía me cae bien gorda. She's so nosy, and she's just not a person I ever like to be around. I don't want to sound mamona, but I'm really picky with who I let into my life. Girl, same. And you don't sound mamona. In my old house, we had 4 rooms upstairs, and we had 2 living rooms downstairs. It was the main living room, which was where the front door was, and the other living room was by the garage, so that room was somewhat private. It had its own bathroom and whatnot. It was basically at the back of the house. My aunt was staying in this living room, and she was living with us for a few months now. Honestly, when I would walk past our cochinero, I would feel such a heavy vibe. It wasn't a scary feeling at all, just heavy. This was, I think, my sophomore year of high school, and my sister was around 4 or 5 years old. In the mornings, no one besides my mom and her would be at the house. Me and my siblings all had school, and my aunt worked along with my other cousin who lived with us too. I believe my little sister went downstairs to grab a toy or food, or maybe even to use the restroom. I'm not sure what exactly she went down there for, but as soon as she turned the corner, she screamed so loud. My mom described it as a blood-curdling scream. Before my mom could even call my little sister upstairs, she started hearing thumps going up the stairs. It was my little sister running up to her room. My mom asked what was wrong, thinking she might have hurt herself, considering her scream probably reached the United Kingdom. My sister was face down on her bed sobbing. Her little heart was pounding incredibly fast, telling my mom, no, 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 repeatedly. After a while, she was able to calm down. Y como pudo, she told my mom what she had seen. Take in my mind, she was pretty young, so her vocabulary was limited. She had said that when she went downstairs, she heard my tia's chanclas being hit against each other. She said it was a purple small monster with horns. She said it was the ugliest thing ever. And I think once she made contact with it, it ran back under the couch. When I came back from school, my mom told me to ask her what it was she saw. And when I did, she started to freak out and she would hug me. And all she told me was what she told my mom. I did try to ask her what it was wearing or what facial features it had. And she said it had sharp teeth. That's all she was able to add on. After a while, she forgot about it and nothing like that ever happened again. But if I try to ask her about it, now she'll say she doesn't remember at all. Me and my mom honestly think it was a duende. And this little purple monster was playing with my aunt's stuff. But we'll never find out. So the duende was giving chanclazos. Dude, what the fuck? This is what I pictured. He had your tia's chanclas and he was like, what the fuck? So many years ago, when I was 15, I met my ex at a park. He appeared to be nice, cool, and charming, and older, like in his early 20s. As I introduced him to my mother, she right away had a bad impression about him. She thought he wasn't good for me and he was unattractive and older for me. She didn't like him at all. And later on, I came to realize she was right. He became a controlling freak. He would make me cut off all communications with best friends who I've known for many years. He would even force me to miss out on events, like my friends or family gatherings. He would also control how I dress, what I wore, what I ate, and how I talk or like. And he would cheat on me and accuse me of it. He would always put me down, like saying that no one likes me, that I'm ugly and stupid, and that not even my own mother cares about me. Only he did, when none of it was true. If I didn't do what he wanted, he would make threats that he would ruin my reputation with false rumors or me. I had to tolerate with this kind of abuse for many years because I found out he was even using brujeria, witchcraft, against me. Yup, he was. I would find photos of me being cut out from the pictures of being on his bedroom floors, and I confronted him about it. And he wouldn't give me a specific answer or was just acting denial. I would see this unusual black drink that was inside the milk carton in the refrigerator, which I thought was weird. My items would be missing, like my shirts, my hair clips, my jewelry, and I couldn't bring myself to stand up against him when I wanted to end this toxic relationship from hell. It's like he was probably using black magic on me. Even my mother and I would have different nightmares about him. And one night, my mom saw like a dark shadow smiling and dancing around her room and knocked down her Bible. And we would hear like something that would crawl underneath our bed almost every night. And we were sure it wasn't no mouse because it sounded very strange and creepy. It wasn't normal at all. My mom had to invite some people from her church to come over and pray for us and our home because things were getting worse. And that guy, the evil ex, was becoming even more possessed. By stalking me, he would call me like 20 times a day or appear out of nowhere at my church, school, or whenever I went shopping or visit a friend's house. Since I was young and ignorant, I didn't know any better about my rights to the law of getting a restraining order against him. He kept getting away doing this and took advantage of my lack of knowledge. When I asked him about that black drink in the refrigerator, his response was that was his brother's girlfriend's drink to use against the other lady that his brother was also dating. But I finally moved away after that evil ex-boyfriend had tried to use some people to hurt me for breaking up with him. After I finally stood up for myself, and now I finally met my soulmate and married happy ever after. What did I saw in my evil ex-boyfriend? Well, I was young, insecure, and lacked a lot of confidence in myself. And that's what he noticed and really took advantage of my self-esteem, which now I'm completely different, strong, confident, and happy now. Okay, but first of all, I am so happy and relieved that you moved on from that fucking ugly ass ex-boyfriend, because dude, so many red flags other than the brujeria and the nightmares. I'm so glad you stood up for yourself because none of the things he was saying are true, and I'm so glad you left before the situation got even worse, dude. Also, I'm so happy that you are now married with the love of your life. Así que qué bueno que no te hizo tanto la brujeria, which comes to show that not even that can break you. I went to a middle school in San Bernardino, called Shandon Hills Middle School. The campus was built in 1968 and is said to be haunted by a teacher who was murdered and had her body dumped right by the school. There's even an article about it. One of my teachers even nicknamed the spirit Josie. It was short for Josephine. One of the scariest incidents was when me and my friend went to one of our classes and the classroom door was locked. My friend knocked on the door and we got no answer the first time. She knocked again after waiting for a few more minutes, and when she knocked, someone knocked back. We figured there was another kid in the classroom messing with us, not opening the door. So my friend got annoyed and kept knocking. Every knock that my friend did, there was a knock back from the other side of the door. The knocking was just going back and forth. All of a sudden, my teacher came and apologized for being so late to the classroom and unlocked the door. To our surprise, no one was in there. Our faces just went pale. Our teacher noticed something was wrong and we told her what had happened, and she told us to not go into the classroom in case there was an intruder or something. She went in with caution, knowing no one was supposed to be in there. Our teacher searched the room and let us know there was no one there. The class couldn't even finish their work. We were all freaked out. There was always things happening in this specific hallway. There was this other incident that our teacher told me about. She said it was the end of the school and all the students had left, and she stayed grading papers in her classroom. There was a closet in the back of the classroom where she would store school supplies, and it had a tiny window on the door. She says she kept hearing tapping on the tiny glass window. She thought maybe it was a kid hiding from her, trying to scare her, so she checked the closet and found nothing at all. She continued grading papers and heard one last tap. She turned around to look at the window and she saw the closet light turn on. It was motion activated, so it caught something moving. She got so freaked out that she had to leave early. Lastly, in the same classroom, one of the clocks randomly started going backwards really fast. It could have been a malfunction, but I still thought it was creepy. LOL. Oh my god, dude. I'm looking at the articles and the screenshots, and that's super sad and crazy. Damn, so she was gonna take yearbook photos? That's so fucked up. Alright guys, so this is it for today's video. Guys, remember that my lashes are gonna be launching this Monday coming up, September 23rd, so set your alarms. I am so freaking excited. I really hope you guys can get your hands on these lashes. Seriously, it'll mean so much to me. And remember guys, we are gonna be having a sale for the clothing, buy one get one free, so go take advantage for birthdays and holidays coming up. If you liked my video, give me a thumbs up down below. Don't forget to comment, share, and subscribe. Turn on your notifications so you can get notified for the next time I post, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.